video, we are going to discuss how to screen tenants effectively. Selecting the right tenant is crucial to making a profit with your rental property. Poorly screening your applicants can leave you in a tough situation. Late rent payments, no rent payments, or hefty rehab costs. Screening tenants can also be tricky for the individual investor, like you, because it's regulated by two federal laws, the Fair Housing Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act, otherwise known as the FCRA. Local ordinances should also be a consideration you take into account as an individual investor. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with the local laws before screening applicants. You can refer to the Resources Help section at www.verticalrent.com for more information on local ordinances in your state. But keep in mind that we only provide this resource for reference purposes. You should always consult with a local attorney to fully understand local laws. For this video though, let's assume that you know that there's all you need to know about the Fair Housing Act and the Fair Credit Reporting Act. When an applicant calls or emails, we suggest that you tell them right away that you'll be doing a background check, credit check, and verifying their income. Tell them that you'll be using Vertical Rent as the consumer reporting agency and that they're entitled to getting a copy of the reports directly from Vertical Rent if they choose. Also, let them know what sort of fees that they have to pay to cover the background check. As a landlord, you have the option of charging a rental application fee with Vertical Rent. This application fee is directly deposited into your bank account when the applicant pays. It's super important to ask all the applicants the same exact questions. Treat everyone exactly the same. If they agree to these terms, invite them from Vertical Rent to share their electronic rental application with you. The applicant will have the option of attaching their credit report to the rental application too. Once you receive the digitally signed authorization on the rental application, you can take full advantage of Vertical Rent's high-speed and multi-jurisdictional search. We cover about 600 million unique criminal and eviction records from over 1,400 different sources at the county, state, and federal levels. Now, the standards you choose for making a decision is up to you. You can base your leasing decision on a number of different factors. The data you make the leasing decision on should be obtained from the rental application and the consumer reports pulled from Vertical Rent. Example of factors consider in your lease decision process include credit score, solid ex-landlord references, no criminal records, no prior evictions, or an established income that is 2.5 to 3 times the rent price are generally accepted measures to base your leasing decision upon. We also recommend that you have a clearly written policy of your screening policy and criteria. You should also keep in mind that you can have different tenant acceptance criteria for different properties. Your standards don't have to be the same for each property. For instance, you might have properties where the credit score isn't as important because the tenants are a part of the Section 8 program. Keep in mind that you're allowed to deny an applicant in a protected class, but your decision can't be based on the fact that this individual is in a protected class. As long as you have your policies clearly defined and you're declining an applicant based on legally accepted criterion, then you're fine. Just use the same measuring stick and treat each tenant exactly the same for a particular rental unit. Now, what if 2 roommate applicants meet your criterion and 1 does not? We recommend holding all roommates to the same exact standard for credit and background. Now, what if you have applicants without credit history? We recommend that you ask for a cosigner. You can always invite an applicant's parent from Vertical Rent to share their rental application and credit report with you. Just make sure that you have the parent on the lease agreement. If you're screening applicants correctly, you're going to end up rejecting applicants. It's part of the process. Rejecting applicants can be very hard, we know, but rejecting applicants off the bat is much better than the headache associated with a bad tenant who doesn't pay rent or trashes your place. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to sign up for Vertical Rent at www.verticalrent.com.